Hey, good morning. You know, the other day I was really blessed. My daughter came up to me and said, "Dad, I got a word for you," and it was awesome. You, I love. I have four daughters, and I love that they feel free to share a word with me that they're hearing from the Lord regarding me or our family, and I really respect that. I really respect that. And obviously, I love them, and hopefully they love me. I think they do. Um, but the fact of the matter is, I am so blessed to have people, have my daughters, my own kids, hear from the Lord. Isn't that awesome? And it made me really made me really happy, and man, I've just felt the pleasure of the Lord on that. And I took that a step further. How often do we hear from somebody who hears from the Lord? Whether they're a new Christian or an old faithful Christian or somewhere in between. Everybody hears from the Lord in some way, shape, or form. And to not despise what they're hearing from the Lord, because they have their own relationship with the Lord, just like I do. And I have to respect that. And it doesn't mean that I don't need to filter it, but usually you can tell a good word. You can tell when someone's speaking from love. You can tell when someone's speaking for the Lord, because pretty much love comes out. And if anything else comes out, it may not be from the Lord. Just saying. You know, in Romans, it's 11:29 says the gifts and callings of the Lord are irrevocable. And so whether someone knows, sometimes I have to consider my friends, whether they know from the Lord, they know whether they know Jesus or not. Sometimes the Lord speaks through them, and I have that verse kind of gives me something to ponder on. Like, sometimes I hear from the Lord. I don't want to despise what God has for me. Pretty much what I'm saying is, I want whatever God has for me, and I'm going to listen for it, and I'm going to be attentive to it. And so can you. You can be attentive to the Lord and hear what He's saying through other people. Sometimes you feel like, man, I need to hear from the Lord. And then maybe the next day you get a phone call, or there's a radio song that God speaks to you through, or something. Or maybe He gives you a song. Maybe your gift is singing, and the song pops into your heart that is there for a day and gone, just like a flower in the field. And it's beautiful, and it's just for you and Him, and it's precious. When we consider others better than ourselves, and we humble ourselves before Jesus, just like Paul said in Philippians, and we live and move and act in love, we allow the kingdom to happen, and we allow the kingdom to happen around us. And isn't that a nice place to be? It's at peace and joy. And yeah, the world can be at total strife, but when that's happening, there's peace around you, and the world is attracted to that peace. When you consider others as better than yourselves, and you move in them and recognize the gifts and callings that God gave them. I mean, they may not be moving in all righteousness, but God has given them gifts and talents that you don't have, that sometimes we need. And to recognize those as a gift and a talent from God, just like you have gifts and talents from God, just like I do. So, food for thought. Maybe you'll hear from the Lord today. Wouldn't that be great? So I pray God blesses you today. I pray this gives you something to think about next time someone's maybe just chit-chatting with you or sharing something. Or maybe it's because you're down and depressed and you need to hear from the Lord. Or maybe it's because the whole world's broken loose and you're being blessed out of your mind and you need to hear from the Lord. So I pray God blesses you today. I pray you hear from him. And that you start a conversation with him. Hey, Jesus, what's up? Let's talk. It's just what he's waiting to hear. God bless you.